Okay, number one. And number two. Down a bit. Yeah. Is that better there? Yep, go.
Scotland's a wild and lovely place.
But there's a change we must embrace.
Scotland's water's world class.
No doubt.
So, take a refillable bottle.
When you go out.
It's your water, your life.
Top up from the tap with Scottish Water.
Fresh, cool, clear.
And only available right here.
The latest in tech suit innovation. Frictionless fiber construction. Surface lift technology. Endo compression cage. Seamless exo shell. Tier Venzo. Battleborn.
Good afternoon and welcome to Tollcross International Swimming Centre for day 5 of our Scottish National Age Group Championships 2019. I'm Robert Taylor. I'm with Ali White, the Scottish Performance Director. Good to have Ali along with us. Good evening, Ali.
Afternoon, Robert.
So we've exciting programme ahead of us. Just before we get underway, Ali's been with us the whole week watching the events. Been some exciting swimming this week, Ali.
There really has been some terrific racing, some close finishes as well, and I think as kids develop as athletes and as people, the learning that you take from opportunities like this can be quite substantial, but it's great to see everybody enjoying themselves as well, having a lot of fun, the teams supporting with lots of noise, lots of drums, lots of bells, that sort of thing, lots of shouting in from the stands, so it's been a fantastic atmosphere as well.
So what would your highlight of the week be as far as race of the week for the boys? There's been so many, but
well, there has.
You could pick out.
I think it's unfair to be picking out anything specific. I think one of the general themes has been around the racing itself, and when it gets down to a hundredths of a second, the way that those things pan out and the finishing that's required to get your hand in first. There's been a few of those over the week, and it really has been good.
I would say my highlight, Ali, would be the 200. Was it the 400 free with Cameron Allison, Jack Munsey, and Alison Allen? That to me was nipping. That was one of the big races of the week. Very close finish, like many of them.
It's great, over the 400 freestyle. When it comes down to a touch at the end, then it does make for some great racing.
Yeah, and there's been some very tight finishes in all the races. Some getting medals by 0.01, 0.02, and this morning we had a fantastic relay with the girls 4x200, where first and second were Natari in second place, Hamilton Aquatics, but we had a fantastic finish with Hearts. Just get up on the line to tie with Wander Bass. That was great fun, Ali. I'm sure you enjoyed watching that this morning.
Well, relays are always a fantastic part of the programme, and that sport, isn't it? It's trying to fight it out from whatever position you're after, whether it's kind of get into a final or when you're in the final trying to get as far up the ranking as possible. But the beauty of sport, as they would say.
So that's what we have in front of us. We have boys 200 individual medley. It's this underway. Girls 200 free, boys 100 free, girls 100 breast, and we conclude with the sprints at the other end of the pool. 50 back for boys and 50 butterfly for girls. So a lot to look forward to this evening. Had a lot of emerging talent over the last few days. Good to see Inverclyde and the 15-year-olds, Matthew Garrity and Amy Watson, coming through. That small club really doing well.
Yeah. Shirley Refford there, the coach, and her team doing extremely well. You can see that over the years, just gradually coming through and doing a terrific job at the moment.
Yeah. So our technical officials will be making our way poolside. Of course, we have top club that will be announced at the end of the session. All our swimmers scored points in the top 10, and it's double points in the relays. So just to give you a wee update before we get underway, in 10th position South Lanarkshire have 210.5, first 224, Dumfries 243. There's a joint 6th position, East Lothian swim team and South Ayrshire, who are having a very, very good week in this team. Heart of Midlothian in 5th, 357, Aberdeen for Performance 389, Swim West Lothian performing very well on 392 in 3rd place, and the local team here, City of Glasgow, comfortably in 2nd, 613, but the winners of the last couple of years, Warner Bass well clear on 1004.5, so I don't think there's any doubt that Warner Bass are going to finish top club, Ali.
No, I think they've done a great job this week, right from day one and still going today. Some fantastic performances. I know Laurel Bailey, head coach at the Wanderers, is extremely pleased. I was just speaking to her just a wee while ago, and she's particularly pleased with the way that one or two of the 13, 14, 15-year-olds are coming through and looking pretty strong. So terrific job by her and our coaching team, Costas, as well there. So absolutely fabulous.
Yeah.
Of course, we're also delighted to have with us the Hamilton Aquatics team.
Of course, and
really adding an Atari as well from
Atari,
London, along with all our other teams from down south. Sunderland always coming up. Really, really good to have them here. Add an extra dimension, an extra flavour to the racing.
It gives the local swimmers the opportunity to swim against someone different, which is sometimes quite vital, because you get used to swimming against the same swimmers. You know what tactics to employ, and sometimes you need something just to freshen things up.
Well, it just increases the challenge for our own swimmers, which is great.
So our first event is just about ready to get underway. So this is 200 individual medley. We have in lane 0 Murray Dixon from Stirling Swim, Alfie Maguire from the City of Sunderland, Jake Gibson from the Broch, Callum Melville from Grantham, Stefan Kravitz, East Lothian Swim Team. In lane 5, Oscar Bolbeo, as we're talking, Hamilton Aquatics, Christopher Duff, also Hamilton Aquatics, Matthew McMillan from Carnegie, Luke Hornsley, East Lothian Swim Team, Lucas Brown, another young lad who's been doing pretty well this week, Ali, from Elgin.
Yeah, the coaching team up in Elgin doing a wonderful job actually, and a number of finals and medalist as well. So Lucas is one of those.
Yeah, he is.
Has performed extremely well.
Yeah, absolutely. Jake Gibson, also from the Broch, has been on the podium. So a lot of new names coming through. So this is the first of the events this evening to look forward to. 200 metres individual medley. The boys start off with 50 butterfly, 50 back, 50 breast, and 100. The last 50 is freestyle. So this is the 11, 13-year-olds. The whole field are all 13, and it'll be a surprise if Stefan Kravitz, the youngster from East Lothian, who's had a fantastic meet, doesn't dominate this one. Well away in the butterfly, which is certainly his strongest of the 4 disciplines, Ali, but he's a good all-rounder.
Indeed, and he's shown that across all the individual events so far this week, and he's certainly taking the race by the scruff of the neck at the moment.
And he is actually just turned 13 last month, but prior to that he's got a whole raft of national age records at 12. I'm sure he'll be adding to that this year. As a 13-year-old, looks very relaxed in the backstroke here, Ali.
Indeed, but he tends to be one of those swimmers that looks like he's swimming quite easily when he's actually trying pretty hard as well. So, but it's still important to execute all those skills the way that they should be done, and maybe just a wee bit slow around the wall there as well. So even though he's swimming quite fast, important to be able to develop and improve those skills and execute them well.
Either side of him are swimmers Oscar Bale in 5, Callum Melville from Grantham. Callum Melville, Scot by residence. So we have a number of English-based Scots who swim for Scotland, represent Scotland, or are hoping to represent Scotland in future years, Ali. So a good turnout of them coming up here.
Yeah, it's fantastic that people want to be associated and be part of the Scottish swimming programme, if you like. So great to see them here.
So Stefan Kravitz, some 6 or 7 metres clear. 2:22.06 in the heats. Well, as you would expect, going much faster in the final. 2:18.31. Callum in second place, 2:22.50. And our Oscar Bilbao from Hamilton Aquatics, 2:25.06. It's a nice easy one for us to call, and good start for Stefan. There he is. That's the confirmed result. Stefan, Callum and Oscar. So it moves pretty quickly, Ali. We've pretty slick programme. These people run these very, very smoothly at Nationals. So straight away we're into the 14-year-old 200 IM. So over that far side in lane 0. Talked about Elgin with Lucas Brown a moment ago. Jacob Wood from Elgin goes in 0. Robert Burgess, Swimless Lothian in 1. Brian King from Glenrothes in 2. David Kernahan, Wanderbass in 3. Owen Ray from Wanderbass in 4. Travis Davey, Dundee City Aquatics in 5. Jack Brown, Hatton Midlothian in 6. Douglas Calder first goes in 7. Owen Carroll from Perth City in 8. Tom Nicholson, Delton Dolphins in 9. So Henri, Travis Davey, another couple of young lads coming through.
Yep.
Expect Owen to go pretty fast in the butterfly section here. Travis Davey, winner this afternoon in the 800 free, so hopefully he's recovered from that. He's not had a lot of time to do so. We'll see how this one goes.
No, but some of these young kids are quite resilient, aren't they? So just a case of getting themselves back up again, and away we go. Let's
say Owen Ray.
Yeah.
No real surprise to see him go off very fast on the butterfly.
Nope, and then I suppose we should look at Jack Brown on the backstroke maybe coming through. He's a couple of really good backstroke swims this week.
So at the first split, 30.24. Turning in second, Travis Davey, 30.48. So about half a second between the two. Other side of Owen is David Kernahan, his teammate from Wanderbass. Jack Brown's backstroke's pretty useful, so don't be surprised if Jack's pretty level with the rest of the field. The lad in that black cap in 7, Douglas Calder, been very, very good in breaststroke. Douglas finishing 3rd behind the lads from Hamilton Aquatics and Atari. There's a lot to do. He's way back around 7th or 8th. But, can all change in breaststroke, as you know, Ali.
Absolutely. So often seems to be the stroke that makes the difference. And you can see here 4 or 5 in the hunt for the medals.
Well, 4 almost in a row. Owen still maintains that little advantage. David Kernahan, his teammate, in 3, and Travis Davey in 5, still well there. Jack Brown, Hart swimmer, in 6. You say 4, and Douglas Calder rather, coming through very strongly in the breaststroke section, now gone 5th. But Owen Ray still has led from start to finish. Can he finish the job down the final 20 or so? Still leads, but David Kernahan looks the threat over in lane 3, Ali.
Yep, it's a three-way shot here, and the two Warrender boys going at it, and Travis Davey coming through as well.
So into the final 10 metres. This is very tight. Owen Ray, David Kernahan, Owen Ray, Travis Davey. That's a very tight finish, Ali. That's how it finishes. 2:22.87, 2:23.03 for Owen. Travis 2:23.22. Well, less than half a second.
Yeah, fantastic race there. Exciting from start to finish. It's always good when it comes down to that, getting your head down in the last 5, getting your head down in the wall, your hand on the wall, and really good job by all the boys there.
So we move quickly again to the 15-year-old final. Archie Dixon from the city of Glasgow is in lane 0. Aidan Ballantyne from East Lothian in 1. Evan Jones, Millfield School in 2. Jake Kirkham from First goes in 3. Natari West London, Pietro Ubertali in 4. Matthew Garrity, Inverclyde in 5. Liam Campbell, Stirling Swim in 6. Ben Galloway, City of Glasgow 7. Finn Bremner, Warner Bass 8. And Liam Murphy first in lane 9. Well, I'd expect Evan Jones to go out as Owen Ray did, very fast. Winner of the 50 and 100 butterfly. Evan Jones from Millfield School, another one who is Scottish.
Indeed, Evan, part of the youth development squad, is very committed to the programme. He won the 50 fly, so it'll be interesting to see if he tries to maximise that leg here.
Maybe runs in the family's big sister, also very useful fly over the 50 and 100. So see how that one goes. Expect Jake Kirkham in lane 3 to come through, also in fly and backstroke, and Matthew Garrity in 5 on his breaststroke. Again, Matthew Garrity second in the 800 this morning. Another good all-rounder. There we have Evan Jones, as suspected, Ali, going out pretty strongly.
Yep, and he looks as though he's going out after it, and a good first 50 from...
It's actually Jake Kirkham only in 4th place, Matthew Garrity in 2nd, and Ben Galloway 3rd, although it's all pretty tight. Now Evan Jones has gone pretty impressively at the beginning. The Italian lad Pietro Ubertali, who swims with Natari in lane 4, coming through to draw level. Jake Kirkham, you see that blue cap in 3rd place. Matthew Garrity in 4th. Well, that might be where the medals come from, unless someone further back can put in a super breaststroke. Halfway, Evan Jones 102.58, 102.20 for Pietro, just ahead. Matthew Garrity now making a move in that white cap of Inverclyde, and he's gone 3rd, Ali. He is the threat.
And he's just coming through into 2nd at the moment. An excellent pace on the 200 breaststroke, so very, very strong. And he's just pulling himself into contention now.
Well, the gold and silver are going to come from these two boys. Pietro, 142.16, just over half a second. Nice turn from both lads. And the battle for 3rd place between Evan Jones, Jake Kirkham, and possibly Ben Galloway. But Matthew Garrity still sticking with it, showing his prowess on the freestyle that he did earlier on in that 800, sticking with it and finishing 2nd. But Pietro looks pretty comfortable still in the lead. It's nip and tack down the final few metres. Matthew Garrity with a late surge, but Pietro just holds him. 114.42, 114.45, 300ths the margin. What a cracking swim from both these lads, Ali.
Absolutely, and Matthew Garrity showing what a gutsy character he is. Really fighting, got himself back into contention on his breaststroke, specialist stroke, but great fighting spirit down the last 50. Never over till the last little bit there. Got his head down and just not quite getting up, but lovely finish from Ubertali, who takes the win.
Evan Jones winner of this last year in the 14-year-old category, still managing to get on the podium in third place, battling very well in that second half and just plugging away. So we swim 3, present 2, and then we swim 2 and present 3. That's how it works this evening. So first of all, we have presentations for the 11 to 13-year-old category. The bronze medalist from Hamilton Aquatics is Oscar Bilbao. Bronze medalist in the 14-year-old category, Dundee City Aquatics, Travis Davey. And the 11 to 13-year-old category, our silver medalist from Grantham, Callum Melville. And the 14-year-old silver medalist from Warner Bass, Owen Ray. And the 11-13-year-old category, our Scottish National Age Group champion from the East Lothian swim team, Stefan Kravitz. And in the 14-year-old age group, Scottish National Age Group champion from Warner Bass, I think that's his first gold for the meet, David Kernahan. And Stefan Kravitz, there's obviously an award for the 13-year-olds. I'm not quite sure what that is, Ali. If someone
You're asking the performance director?
if someone updates us, we'll bring that to you. But obviously, Stefan Kravitz, there is an award for that.
We should have listened a bit more carefully to Duncan, I think that's it.
So we'll just find out what that award was for Stefan Kravitz.
Sharp Trophy.
It's the Sharp Trophy for Stefan Kravitz for the 200 IM. So we move on to the 16-year-olds. Douglas Kelly, City Glasgow in 0, Cameron Allison, Dumfries in 1, Samuel Chittleborough, Warner Bass in 2, Mark Ford, City of Glasgow in 3, Tommaso Servini, Hamilton Aquatics 4, Angus Allison, Warner Bass in 5, Jordan McPhail, Natari in 6, Thomas Coates, Swim West Lothian 7, Ryan Duncan, Arbroath St Thomas in 8, Jason English, Warner Bass in 9. Now 2:14.95 through to 2:20.52 are the times from the heats from this morning. And a lot of talent in this one. Mark Ford in 3, Angus Allison in 5, 2 youth squad youth squad members, Ali. But, a few others that might be in the mix here. We've also got Tommaso Servini from Hamilton Aquatics, Jordan McPhail, Natari, West London. Strong start by Mark Ford, as you'd expect on Butterfly, Ali. Yeah. And his backstroke's not too bad either.
I would expect Mark to be up there on the fly in the back, and then it'll be a case of what happens everybody else coming through on the breaststroke. If Mark's been working particularly hard at his breaststrokes, he'll be there or thereabouts.
Yeah, so I believe he's certainly working. That's been his weakest section of the IM. I'm sure Danielle Racing's, who just happens to be 30 today, Ali.
Yes,
just think we'll drop that in, Danielle. Hope you can listen to us.
Who would have thought it?
Yep. So far, Mark Ford off to a very strong start. But look at lane 5, just 2 down. Angus Allison well there. He'll come through strongly, as we know, on the breast and freestyle. Mark Ford with the advantage, 101.21. Jordan McPhail, 102.29. Natari and Angus Allison turning in third, 102.94. So you saw that shot of Mark Ford. Now just has to keep this going, Ali, if he can.
Indeed, but Angus Allison coming through, and now he's been in terrific form this week, showing really good character in a number of races, and moving through nicely, and we know he's pretty strong in the freestyle as well.
Well, Mark As you can see, that breaststroke just beginning to take its toll in the IM. And well, this is a big shock to see Angus Allison so far ahead of the two lads from Hamilton Aquatics and Natari. Angus Allison, 5 or 6 clear already. Mark Ford coming through into second place. Angus Allison, totally dominant in this one. National champion from last year. Mark Ford finishing in second place. And Jordan McPhail in third. Angus Allison 2:10.19. Mark Ford 2:13.24. And third place 2:14.52. Jordan McPhail. Angus this morning 2:15.09. So just doing enough, I'm sure, to qualify, and almost 5 seconds faster as you expect in the final.
Yeah, and but an excellent swim nonetheless. Controlled first half and a really explosive second half, so he's really used his second half of his race to great effect.
As you see, Angus Allison, very experienced IM swimmer. So on to our 17-18-year-olds in lane 0. Daniel Ferguson, West Lothian. Keir Edgar from first in 1. Rory Dixon, North Ayrshire 2. Richard Kozhabaye from Hamilton Aquatics in 3. Archie Goodburn, Wanderbass in 4. Jamie McDonald, Wanderbass 5. John Houston, South Ayrshire 6. Greg Fairbairn, North Lanarkshire 7. John Keane, West Lothian in 8. And Andrew Arthur, Aberdeen Amateurs in 9. Well, Archie and Jamie, 2 Wanderbass swimmers, 2:09.78, 2:09.84. In the heats, Archie just, I think, wanted bragging rights to get lane 4. I'm sure we'll see an explosive Archie this evening. So this is the 17-18-year-old 200 IM, and he has indeed got off to a good start, Archie.
Indeed, you'd expect that of Archie. Certainly this morning in the heats, going head to head with Jamie. They were racing, it was for bragging rights, it was pretty close, few hundredths between them, but Archie's taken this race on.
There's lots of quality in this one. John Houston, Greg Fairbairn, Rory Dixon over in lane 2 also well there. Rory Dixon finished second in the 400 IM. Archie already well clear in this one. The smart money would say that Archie's got this one already.
Indeed, but he's working pretty hard there. Backstroke perhaps the weakest of his 4 strokes. He'll be looking to maximise the breaststroke and then bring it home on the freestyle.
And this is where Keir Edgar prevails in the IM. Winner of the 200 back, and Keir Edgar gone second. Rory Dixon in third. Rory Dixon's breaststroke's pretty useful, so expect him to be there or thereabouts for a medal, as is Jamie McDonald coming through in lane 5. Archie has gone clear. Rory Dixon having a good swimming too there, Ali.
Very good, and Rory, of course, a pretty decent breaststroker as well, so putting himself in with a shout of a medal here.
Well, Archie with 50 to go, 1:36.84. Rory Dixon 1:39.26 and Jamie 1:39.84. Richard Kabaye 1:40.40. And at the moment, 1-2-3 off the turn, look to be 1-2-3 at the finish. Rory Dixon have a good swimming too, but this is Archie Goodburn's race by some margin, aren't they?
Absolutely, maybe just tying up a wee bit now, but an excellent swim nonetheless, and a good finish from Rory Dixon there to take silver. Coach Jess Wilkie will be particularly happy about that one, so a really good effort to take the silver medal.
Archie 2:07.45, Rory 2:09.39 and Jamie McDonald 2:09.84. That's the 1-2-3. There was a disqualification in that final. That was lane 8 for a technical infraction. Could be a variety of anything. So we go back to the podium position for finalists for our 15 and 16-year-olds. And Archie, Rory and Jamie will get ready, and they'll be presented after these 6 lads get their presentations. So start with the bronze medalist, Evan Jones, Millfield School. And Jordan McPhail, Natari, is the other bronze medalist in the 16-year-olds. Our silver medalist, Matthew Garrity, Inverclyde, on the far left, and Matt Ford, City Glasgow, beside him. And the winner of the gold medal, Pietro Urtali from Natari, in the 15-year-old category. And Angus Allison Warderbass is the 16-year-old Scottish National Age Group champion. And Matthew Garrity, as top Scot, is the national champion in the 15-year-old category. There's been a few lads that have been, and girls that have been either second or third, but go away with an extra medal because their winner or first, second have been non-Scots, and that sometimes happens. Ali, it's been pretty consistent this week with Natari and Hamilton Aquatics being here.
Indeed, and as we were talking at the start of the programme, you know, it's good to have these other teams here. Provides an additional challenge for our Scottish athletes, and of course we're still giving recognition to the top Scot in the event. So all in all, I think it works quite nicely.
So Jamie McDonald Warderbass, the bronze medalist. Silver medalist, North Ayrshire's Rory Dixon. And Archie Goodburn, the Scottish National Age Group champion in the 17-18-year-old category. The nice thing is Rory Dixon gets the chance to go one better next year because he's the 17-year-old of those 3.
Absolutely.
But there's no guarantees because we'll have Angus Allison and Matt Ford moving up in age. It's always a moving target, Ali.
Well, there's no guarantees in sport, you know that. As somebody said earlier in the week.
That was, yes. Yeah.
If you want a guarantee, you go to Dixon's.
So that concludes the 200 IM. So the girls make their way over. We stay with 200. It's freestyle up and coming. It's the 11, 13-year-olds. All these girls are 13, so no 12-year-olds managed to make the final. Emma Creaney from North Lanarkshire in 0. Natalie Marshall, swim it in 1. Alice Mackey, Heart of Midlothian 2. Jessica Heaps in 3 from West Lothian. Morpeth's Libby Freeman in 4. Kate Carruthers, Heart of Midlothian in 5. Lexi Anderson, Dumfries in 6. Ariana Stokes, Tynemouth in 7. Eva Clapperton, Tynemouth in 8. And Stella McCarthy, Ren 96 in 9. If you see on the screen that sort of umlaut, if you want to use that as or the up arrow, that signifies that these swimmers are in fact Scot residents. The 2 girls from Tynemouth in 7 and 8. So can Kate Carruthers from Heart of Midlothian in lane 5 manage a hat-trick? She won the 50 and 100, but Libby Freeman will certainly be strong favourite in this one. Qualified in 2:15.59. Kate 2:17.70. Jessica Heaps in lane 3 from West Lothian, also up there, but at the moment it's all pretty tight at the first 50, Ali.
Absolutely, as we begin to see how the tactics unfold who's gone out super quick over the first 50. Who's going to be able to bring it back on the second 100? Looks like Libby Freeman at the moment, pretty relaxed stroke at the moment. Doesn't look as though she's overworking, and to be fair, she's been a bit like that all week, hasn't she?
Has been, yeah.
Had some great swims.
She's looked very good. But as we were saying earlier on, Libby Freeman, a non-Scot, and it's great to have these swimmers here. Just gives us a little bit of extra dimension to what we have. To Jessica Heaps, Kate Carruthers, either side, 105.28, 105.78 and 105.97. Well, it's still doable for the two Scottish girls, and then we don't want to exclude Lexi Anderson in 6 from Dumfries. She's also well positioned to make a charge. At the moment, it looks pretty good for Libby in the front.
It does, and certainly in the relays this afternoon, Kate Carruthers came back strong in the last 25 of the 4x100 freestyle relay. It'd be interesting to see if she could do the same again, but it looks like Libby's got this one sewn up.
Yeah, the Hearts youngsters finishing runners-up in that event. And Kate Carruthers, well, she might not manage to get a hat-trick in the 50, 100 and 200, but second place won't be bad, Ali.
Well, it's a good effort, and Jessica Heaps over there in lane number 3, and looking very solid for the bronze position.
And at the death, Libby Freeman, 2:13.85, improves on that time this afternoon, as does Kate Carruthers, 2:15.47, and Jessica Heaps, 2:16.84. So 2:15, 2:16 for the 13-year-olds. Very, very strong swimming for a 200 free. These youngsters, Lexi Anderson, don't discount her in 4th, 2:18.90. Good swim from her as well. So on to our 14-year-olds. They make their way poolside. So in lane 0, at the Midlothians, Holly McGill. In lane 1, Lisa Stoddart, East Lothian swim team. Anna Williamson, Ren 96, in lane 3. Millie Milne, Warner Bass in 3. Sasha Gatt, Natari in 4. Natasha Simpson, Warner Bass in 5. Ellie Hamilton from 1st in 6. Isabel Wood, Stirling Swim 7. Drew McKenzie, Swim West Lothian in 8. And Elias Cousins, Highland Swim Team in 9. Well, when I was commentating on the 50 free, Ali, I mentioned 5 swimmers, 2 through to 6. And in 7, there was a wee girl called Millie Milne, and she came from nowhere and took that by a margin. So let's see how she does in this 200 free. She's got every chance of getting another podium spot, Wonder Bass lass. But, Natasha Simpson, another one that's been on the podium a few times. And between them, swimmer from Atari, as we had in that previous heat, a non-Scot from Morpeth, Libby Freeman. A good start in the middle lane from Sashka Gatt, and also in lane 2, Anna Williamson, Ren 96, Ali.
Absolutely, but down at the bottom here, it looks like Elise Cousins. Oh no, she's up there at the moment, and winner of the 50 freestyle as well. So a really interesting start to the race.
It is in fact Sashka just with the advantage over Anna Williamson, Elise Cousins, and Lisa Stoddart over in lane 1. Well, there's 3 or 4 almost in a line, and behind them anyone can pounce. They're still within striking distance, Ali, 2 or 3 metres back. Very much about getting the pace right in this 200.
It is, and quite often we see people going out a little bit too quick and struggling when it comes to the last 50. But on the other hand, putting yourself in the race, that gives you every chance to hang on at the end and try and get your hand in.
Well, the 2 girls from Warner in 3 and 5 with a lot to do at the halfway mark. It's still advantage with Sasha Gate. Anna Williamson having a cracking swim over in lane 2, so from Ren 96. And here comes Natasha Simpson in 5, making some headway now. But it looks as though the girl in lane 4 from the Tari has this pretty well under control, Ali.
It certainly looks that way, Robert. But Anna Williamson, who's really put herself out there on the first 50, she's still in the race.
And coming down the final 15 metres. Well, Sashka has certainly got this under control, but a cracking swim from Anna Williamson over in 2. She's going to hold second place. Natasha Simpson, I think she's going to get third in front of her teammate Millie Milne, who just came with a late charge but ran out of water, unfortunately for Millie. Sashka 2:10 dead. That's some swim. Second place Anna Williamson from lane 2, 2:11.19. And third place Natasha Simpson, 2:11.46. And just about half a second further back her teammate Millie Milne. Well, exciting for the minor places, but once again, representative from south of the border taking that, Sashka Gate. So we move on to our 15-year-olds, Jacqueline McMillan in 0 from Carnegie, Sky Mulholland, South Lanarkshire in 1, Ella Took, Tynemouth in 2, Olivia Mason, Warder Baths in 3, Katie Shanahan from the city of Glasgow in 4, Madeline Robertson from Mias over in Spain, and is a naturalised Scot in 5, Lucy Headley, Tynemouth in 6, Gracie May, Hamilton Aquatic 7, Jenna McLean, Highland Swim Team in 8, Natalie Jones, Warder Baths in 9. Now Katie Shanahan, 2:07.59, looks very relaxed, and also in that 4x200 she went off in the anchor leg on a 2:07.11, so a wee bit faster. I think she'll still go faster this evening. And earlier in the meet at 400 free, she got a 14-year-old Scottish national age group record. Took a second or so off that old record. I think off the top of my head, Ali, I haven't written it down, but I think it was something like 4:21.33, but if I'm wrong, I'm sure you'll correct me.
I wish I could, but I think Katie Shanahan's had a really tough week with the number of swims that she's done. One of a number of swimmers that are clearly focused on the using the age groups as a stepping stone towards the British Championships in a couple of weeks' time. But again, wouldn't surprise me if she goes a bit quicker than she did in this morning's heats in tonight's final.
Already she's gone off very strongly indeed, 29.07. Second place Lucy Headley, 29.22, and Madeline Robertson, 29.65. Keep your eye on lane 3 towards the end. If she gets the pace right, Olivia Mason, swimmer that a year and a half ago I hadn't heard of, Ali, and the Warder swimmer has really come on leaps and bounds in the last 6 months or so.
Yeah, one of a number of Warder Bass girls that have come through strongly over the last 6 months.
So Katie turns in just over a minute, 1:00.60. Second place is Lucy Headley, 1:02.26, and Olivia Mason has gone third. Still all to play for, I think, for second place. I think we'd probably accept Katie Shannon has this one won, and well won, Ali.
Absolutely. Now I just think it becomes about finishing off the race properly for Katie. Turns in 1:33, so maybe just around the 2:05 marker, 2:05 high marker, something around there.
Yeah, you kind of fancy something around 2:05.5, 2:06. She can keep this pace going. Good scrap between Madeline Robertson, Lucy Headley in 5 and 6. Olivia Mason with a wee bit to do to try and get into a medal position. Lucy, I think, is going to have to be set off for third, Madeline second, and Katie 2:05.26. Madeline 2:07.69, and Lucy 2:07.97, with Olivia Mason improving on that time this morning, but having to settle for fourth, 2:09.37. Sometimes it's not necessarily about winning medals, it's about improving your time, just getting that little bit improvement as you get older. Katie Shannon 2:05.26 takes that very easily indeed. So presentations again. This is the 11, 13-year-olds and 14-year-olds for the 200 freestyle. Jessica Heaps, the bronze medalist from Swim West Lothian, and Natasha Simpson, bronze medalist in the 14-year-old age group. The silver medalist in the 11, 13-year-old category, Kate Carruthers, Heart of Midlothian. And the 14-year-old age group, Ren 96, Anna Williamson. And the Scottish champion 2019 and the 11, 13-year-old category from Morpeth, Libby Freeman. And in the 14-year-old age group categories, Scottish champion from the Tari, Sashka Gak. And the two girls in the silver medal position. Kate Carruthers is the Scottish National Age champion in the 30-year-old category, and in the 14-year-old category from Ren 96, Anna Williamson. Andy Figgins, Scottish Swimming Board Council member, doing those presentations.
Cheers.
So back to swimming, as you can see the camera shot. Swimmers make their way poolside again. And another interesting one ahead of us. Lauren Patterson, Ren 96 in 0. Alicia Bain, Aberdeen Performance in 1. Caroline Lewitt, Natari in 2. Kirsty Flynn, also from Natari in 3. B. Varley, Hamilton Aquatics 4. Emma Russell, Heart of Midlothian 5. Ellie Turner, Carnegie in 6. Jen Murray, North Ayrshire in 7. Eva Simpson, Dumfries in 8. Zoe McDonald, Hitchin in 9. Well, Emma Russell looked very relaxed in the 100 free. Can she take this forward in the 200?
Well, I swam at the Edinburgh International recently, I think 2 or 3 there, so clearly relaxing a bit in the heats to qualify, but I think it could be quite tight actually, so it's the end of a long week of racing, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the race pans out.
Youth squad member Emma Russell, third in this last year, the East District champion, and one of the youth event at the Geneva International recently, so swimmer will certainly want to make her mark if she can in this one. A strong start over in 2 from Caroline Lewitt from Natari, and Emma Russell's got off to a very good start as well, just injected a little bit pace off the block. And it's an impressive start if she can keep this going, Ali.
Indeed, and as we've been saying all along for these 200 freestyles, it is about the pace that you set, but we know that Emma Russell can swim considerably faster than she did this morning. We know that she's pretty useful over the 100 metre event as well. She's got a good 400, so we'll be expecting her to manage to keep this going somewhat, I think.
Well, good body length clear. Caroline Lewitt over in 2. May just hold second at that first turn. Ellie Turner from Carnegie in that black cap in 6. Turned second, but she's dropped back some weight. It's Emma Russell, 1:00:05, just a little bit faster than Katie Shanahan. So we're probably in the sort of 2:04 range, I fancy, if she can keep this pace going, Ali.
Indeed. But again, it boils down to how hard she's worked over the start. B. Varley has had an excellent meet as well. She's been racing extremely well. So if the turn here, see how that pans out.
1:32:13. Well, around 32 seconds on that last 50, but she still looks pretty relaxed and keeping that stroke steady.
Indeed, the strong leg kick But B Varley coming back quite strong now over the last 25.
Battle for third place. Kirsty Flint may get third, but this has been a superb swim. Emma Russell takes this very easily indeed at the end, 2:04.18. Well, I wasn't far off on that 2:04 mark. B Varley 2:05.29, and Kirsty Flint from the Tarry, another swimmer who likes to swim for Scotland, 2:06.66 in third place. Well, that was different class, Ali.
Well, I wouldn't say it was quite different class, but it was a good swim nonetheless. I think she certainly committed herself to the swim. I know Coach Potter will be looking for some improvement in the manner that she swam it as well, but it was an excellent effort and fully committed, which is great. And a nice swim there from Kirsty Flynn as well, actually.
Yes,
very
indeed.
Good. So nice to see Kirsty coming through on those particular events.
Yeah. Having moved from Leatherhead as well to Natari, so fingers crossed that she'll improve that development. So our last 200 coming up is the 17-18-year-olds. We have Morven Adams from Dundee City Aquatics in 0, Kirsten Laurie, Edinburgh University in 1, Ailsa MacDonald, Northampton in 2, Rebecca Reid, Aberdeen Amateurs in 3, in 4, Maria Irioni from Hamilton Aquatics, Sophie Smith, Arbroath St Thomas in 5, Ellis Shields, Milgine Bearsden in 6, Claire Wallace, round 96.7, Serena Guaram, City Glasgow 8, and Lisa Miller, South Lanarkshire in 9. Well, it's fantastic to have Sophie Smith here swimming. This is the only day that she's beaten at these age championships, Ali. Senior Gold Squad member. And smart money from me would say that Sophie should be good enough to take this, but we'll see how this goes.
Well, just another opportunity for Sophie to race, as you say. 1 day of individual swimming, swam in the relay yesterday as well, so great to see her here, but again, preparation towards the British Championships.
Yes.
You know, it's just trying to use the race, learn a little bit more, see where we're at that stage of preparation, and fingers crossed she's on track.
And a strong start, 27.66, 29.41 for Maria Ironi in that orange cap in lane 4. That's Sophie Smith, National Age Group champion last year. And run at Scottish Schools, 9th at the British Championships. And at halfway, 58.75. Comes into this meet on a 2:01. And Sophie is already about 5 metres clear, Ali.
Indeed, fully committed over the first 100, 58 point on that first 100. That's going out pretty quick. At best, long course on the 100 free, 56 low, 55 high. So, you know, within range of what you'd expect. I guess she's just trying different things out. Committed herself there, turning a 130. It's a wee bit of a drop off there, maybe coming in around the 202, 203 low range, just depending on how much she ties up in the last 25.
Third place is up for grabs. Rebecca Reid over in 3, and Ellis Shields, the backstroke specialist, who's been doing a fair bit of freestyle recently. Sophie comes in 202.71. Second Maria, and third will be Rebecca. Maria 205.49, Rebecca Reid 208.03, Ellis 208.29 in 4th place. As you say, that's probably good preparation for British in a few weeks for Sophie.
Indeed, important to use every opportunity to practice race tactics. And I'm sure she'll have learnt a little bit from that race, as will our coach Scott Haxton up there in Arbroath.
So presentations again ahead of us. We start with the 15-year-olds. Bronze medalist from Tynemouth is Lucy Headley. In the 16-year-old age group from the Tari is Kirsty Flynn. In the 15-year-old age group category, the silver medalist, Madeline Robertson from EAS. And Bea Varley is the silver medalist in the 16-year-old age group. And the 15-year-old national age group champion from City of Glasgow, Katie Shanahan. It's also got the 4 and 800 alley. And in the 16-year-old category, the Scottish national age group champion, at the Midlothians, Emma Russell. And that doubles her up with the 100 earlier on in the week. Danielle Brayson, that's the 30-year-old we mentioned earlier today. She'll be extremely embarrassed, I'm sure. She'll be having words with me later on. So on to our 70-year-olds, they'll make their way over very shortly after that swim we've just seen. So the bronze medalist from Aberdeen Amateurs, Rebecca Reid. Another swimmer that is probably a wee bit better over the longer distances, Ali.
Absolutely, but a good effort there from Rebecca. Swam strong at the end, came through and got herself up for a bronze.
Bea Varley, the silver medalist from Hamilton Aquatics, and our Scottish national age group champion 2019 from Arbroath St Thomas, Sophie Smith. This is Sophie's last year swimming at national age groups. Nice to have her with us today, Ali.
Absolutely. All these athletes as they come through competing here at the age groups. Great to see the young people developing over that period of time, both as athletes but as people as well. So she'll be moving on to university after the summer, and fingers crossed she'll continue to improve and go on to even better things.
So we move down from 200 to 100. Again, we stick with freestyle. It's 11 to 13-year-olds coming up, and Stefan Kravitz again. He's been a busy boy this week, Ali.
He has a range of events, but I think it's quite important for youngsters to experience that range of events as well, not just to focus on one particular area. Good to be having a mix of the speed orientated events with the endurance events as well, and then of course the multi-stroke events, the medleys, very important for the developing swimmer.
Yeah, indeed. So might just be a very slight delay. I usually roll into the next event pretty quickly. It could just be there's a little glitch with technical things behind us.
Probably seems appropriate that we should be making mention of all the volunteers that help this meet. Ensure that it's put on efficiently and properly. It's an excellent meet. Our volunteers, our team of volunteers that put the meet on, do an exceptional job, led by Mark Rioch and her team, of course. Great to see so many people helping out.
Indeed, indeed, and all these people you see poolside, they turn up. A lot of them have been here all 5 days from around 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock at night. We have a morning session that lasts sometimes over 3 hours. They're back here fairly quickly after a spot of lunch for another 2.5 hours, and this session generally lasts about 2 hours in the evening. So, but they do it for the fun. So we'll be getting underway with the next event fairly soon. As you can see, Scottish Water, one of sponsors for Scottish Swimming Alley.
Yep, fantastic sponsors they are for Scottish Swimming, along with Tier. Great to have their support, and valued by us all at Scottish Swimming across the sport.
So I think we're good to go again. It's the 11-13-year-old 100 metres freestyle. And full of 13-year-olds, but we have a 12-year-old from Hamilton Aquatics in lane 7. So over on that far side in lane 0, we have Max Pelosi from Kingston. In lane 2, Nicholas Costello from Hamilton Aquatics. Alfie Maguire, City of Sunderland in 2. Luke Hornsey, East Lothian in 3. Stefan Kravitz, also East Lothian swim team in 4. Murray Dixon, Stirling Swim 5. In 6, Adam Kendall from Hamilton Aquatics. Callum Peebles, East Lothian 7. Lucas Brown Elgin in 8. Alex Scott Dumfries goes in lane 9. So Stefan Kravitz 56.26 in the heats. All the other boys in excess of a minute. So again, it will be a big surprise if Stefan fails to win this by some margin. 56.26 from the heats, and he actually came into the meeting at 56.77, which was the 12-year-old national record, age group record, and he's off to a strong start as well on this one, Ali.
Yep, a lovely start, certainly right up on top of the water there, so looking pretty good. Interesting to see how well he executes this turn.
And already halfway, 26.45, 28.74. Alfie Maguire from Sunderland turns in second. Well, this is all done. It's all about second and third. At third place, Adam Candle from Hamilton and Murray Dixon. Stirling Swim battling it out, possibly for the bronze with Alfie Maguire. Looks as though he might get the silver, but Stefan Kravitz, 56.41. Murray Dixon maybe got up to get, though he didn't quite get there. It was Alfie Maguire over in lane 2, 59.94. Murray Dixon, 1 minute, 0.1. Adam Candle, 1 minute, 0.24. Good swim from Alfie in lane 2 to get up and get second place, hold on to that second, but that was pretty impressive again from Stefan.
Oh.
But, well, it was pretty impressive, but there was a disqualification in that. Lane 4 for a technical infraction.
Yep.
So Alfie Maguire, Murray Dixon, Adam Candle. That will be the lads appearing on the podium.
Indeed, so likely to have been round the start, I would imagine. And so Alfie, who just sneaked under the minute there, maybe for the first time. We all know that. We all know how good it feels to get just under the minute. Yeah. So Alfie takes the gold.
So on to the 14-year-olds. In lane 0, we have Finn Birkin from Stirling Swim. Sam Sabharwal from South Lanarkshire goes in 1. Lewis Sutherland from the Highland Swim Team in 2. Travis Davey, Dundee City Aquatics in 3. William Storer, South Aberdeenshire in 4. Duncan Young, South Ayrshire in 5. Reuben Kelly, Dumfries in 6. James English, Wanderbaths in 7. Angus Johnson, West Dunbartonshire in 8. And John Mackay, the Highland Swim Team, goes in 9. 5 of these boys all under the minute. William Storer, Travis Davey, Duncan Young having very good meets, as is Reuben Kelly. He's been prominent for podium positions throughout the week. So this is the 14-year-old 100 metres freestyle final. So perhaps lane 4, Ali, William Storer in that black cap with the advantage. South Aberdeenshire also going well in lane 8. West Dunbartonshire, Angus Johnson. Lane 4 with the advantage, Ali, at halfway.
Yep, a nice start from William Storer. He's been in a number of finals this week as well, free and back. Maybe a wee bit short, both of those swimmers there. Duncan Young there from South Ayrshire off the turn. But still looking pretty smooth, and it looks as though that William Storer's just starting to pull away, but Duncan Young's still in there with a shout.
Reuben Kelly and Travis Davis battling for 3rd place, but I think William's going to hold Duncan. William Storer just takes that from Duncan, and 3rd place will be Travis Davey. And quite a number of lads under the minute mark, 7 of them. William Storer 57.13, 57.37 for Duncan Young. Travis Davey 59 seconds dead. And all fast underway this morning. Well, actually this afternoon, they swam early this afternoon. So we move on to the 15-year-olds. Murray Pritchard in lane 1 from Perth City. Liam Campbell, Stirling Swim in 1. Finn Bremner, Wanderbaths 2. Ben Galloway, City Glasgow in 3. Rory McKinnon, Mulgine Bearsden in 4. Tony Anderson, City Glasgow 5. Archie Dixon, also City Glasgow in 6. Sam Moore, South Ayrshire in 7. Aidan Ballantyne, East Lothian Swim Team 8. Craig McDonald, West Dunbartonshire in 9. Well, this is the 15-year-old 100 metres freestyle final. Rory McKinnon from M&B in 56.54, about half a second faster than the rest of the field. Just lost out by I think about 200s in that 200 last night, swimming in lane 2. But he's in pole position here. So, very strong start in lane 4 by Rory. Tony Anderson in 5, trying to stay with him along with Ben Galloway in 3. That's a strong start indeed in lane 4 from Rory McKinnon, Ali.
Yeah, absolutely, and we saw Rory yesterday taking it out on the 200 freestyle, really putting himself out there. So he's done the same thing here on the 100, but I doubt whether anybody's going to be able to catch him now.
And Drew McKinnon with Tony Anderson and Ben Galloway, 2 City Glasgow boys battling it out for 2nd and 3rd. But this is Rory McKinnon's race by some margin. Rory McKinnon, national champion last year, will be national champion this year. Ben Galloway and Tony Anderson 2nd and 3rd. 54.78 for Rory. 2nd place 56.02 Ben Galloway, and 56.28 Tony Anderson. So again, that one very much going to what happened in the heats this morning. 4.53. Doesn't always work out that way, Ali, but it did in that one.
Indeed, and to be fair, fully committed and deserved the win.
So presentations again. This is the 11, 13-year-olds and 14-year-olds being presented. Neil Valentine, you were talking about people behind the scenes doing lots of work. Neil in charge of our STOs and keeping things operating smoothly poolside. Doing these presentations, Nicholas Costella from Hamilton Aquatics, the bronze medalist in that age group, and Travis Davey from Dundee City Aquatics, the bronze medalist. Murray Dixon from Stirling Swim is the silver medalist in the 11, 13-year-olds, and in the 14-year-olds, Duncan Young, South Ayrshire. And our Scottish champion in the 11, 13s, Alfie Maguire from the city of Sunderland. And William Storer, South Aberdeenshire, is the 14-year-old Scottish National Age Group champion. And our Scottish National champion, I don't think they've got a medal. They're probably haven't worked that one out, but we certainly know that Murray Dixon, the runner-up, is top Scot in the 11, 13-year-old category. Well done, Murray. So he is our Scottish National Age Group champion in that age group, so well done. So the usual snap being taken. And it's always great to see handshakes all round after these lads leave the podium.
Absolutely, there's a real camaraderie, I think, between the boys and the girls all round. I think there's a good level of respect, which is great to see, and it's one of the beauties of the sport, I think.
So on to our 16-year-olds. In lane 0, Felix Hale, Inverleith. Mark Ford, City Glasgow, goes in lane 1. Cameron Bilsland, South Lanarkshire in 2. Lewis Hammond, South Ayrshire 3. Miles Lapsley, Swim West Lothian 4. Graham Baird, Scotia 5. Cameron Allison from Dumfries in 6. Douglas Kelly, City Glasgow in 7. Ross Ernst, South Ayrshire 8. Calvin Brown from Elgin goes in 9. Now Cameron Allison in 6 has had a really superb meet this week. I think he's got to just be there or thereabouts at the turn if he's going to give himself any chance of snatching the 100. He's up against some really fast lads, Miles Lapsley and Graham Baird in 4 and 5. A strong start, Mark Ford in 1. Also up there in lane 6 is Cameron Allison.
Yes, indeed. Mark Ford clearly got a lot of speed, and again it'll just be about how much he's given over that first 50. But at the moment he's putting himself in with a really good chance. He's made some significant improvements around his technique over the last 12 to 18 months.
In fact,
and he really is giving it a chance now.
In fact, it's Douglas Kelly. My apologies. It is Douglas Kelly in 7 that went out very, very strongly. And they're now coming back at him. Miles Lapsley, Graham Baird in the middle lanes. This is a very tight finish indeed. Miles Lapsley is going to get up. Douglas Kelly and Graham Baird. That is a 1-2-3. Miles Lapsley, 53-52. Douglas Kelly, 53-67. Just not getting there at the death. Graham Baird, 53-93, takes third.
Some excellent swimming there Apologies for the missed person at the bottom, Douglas Kelly there, who really did
It was,
commit
yeah.
himself there
Yep,
to
we got
the swim. Well done, Douglas.
Lane 6 and 7 just a little bit mixed up at the start there, but yeah, Douglas Kelly went out very strongly.
But a lovely last 25 from Miles coming through there. Great swim from him.
So our 17, 18-year-olds full side in lane 0. Sonny Kennedy, Wanderbass. Greg Fairbairn, North Lanarkshire in 1. Hamilton Bass, Richard Kuzhaibaya in 2. Angus Nicholl, City Glasgow 3. Archie Goodburn, Wanderbass in 4. Fraser Agnew, Aberdeen Performance in 5. Liam McLaughlin, Wanderbass 6. Maxwell Cattermole and Broth St Thomas 7. John Houston, South Ayrshire 8. And Rory Dixon, North Ayrshire in 9. Well, we talked about swimmers doing a variety of strokes even at 17, 18. We've got Archie Goodburn back. We've got Greg Fairbairn, Rory Dixon.
Feels like these lads have been slugging it out all the way through the week.
So Archie Dixon, Archie Goodburn, 52, 42, 52, 48. Fraser Agnew. Good start by Archie in 4, and it has to be if he wants to hold this one, because we know how good Fraser Agnew is at this. Richard Kabaya in 2. Hamilton Aquatics going well. Advantage, I think, in lane 4 with Archie 25.31, 25.50. Fraser Agnew. 2 middle lanes have it, Ali.
Indeed, we all know how committed Archie Goodburn is, and he's taken it out once again.
Now Archie Goodburn, Fraser Agnew fighting back again as he did in the heats, but Archie Goodburn that takes this. Second place is indeed Fraser Agnew. Angus Nicholl in lane 3. City Glasgow swimmer takes third. 51.75 for Archie.
Excellent swim there from Archie Goodburn as he turns first at the end of the first 50. Always going to be difficult for Fraser Agnew to swim over him on the second 50. We know how tough Archie can be at the back end of his races when he's got a race on the go. It was always going to be difficult for Fraser, but good swimming nonetheless.
Yeah, certainly the heats this morning, there wasn't much between the two, but I think Archie just pulled a little bit extra out so he could guarantee pole position for the final. So back to our presentations. This the 15 and 16 year olds. One swimmer missing from there. Looks like Miles Lapsley, who's not appeared yet. Well, Ben Galloway, the bronze medalist in the 15-year-old category. There's Miles there now. And Graham Baird from Scotia, he's a bronze medalist in the 16-year-old category. Tony Anderson, silver medalist in the 15-year-old age group. And also from City Glasgow, Douglas Kelly. So gold medalist or Scottish national age group champion. Okay, Guynes, Bearsdens, Rory McKinnon. And in the 16-year-old category, our Scottish national age group champion from Swim West Lothian, Miles Lapsley. I think he's just about got his breath back after that last dash, 5 metres.
Yep, I think somebody had to haul him up, didn't they, just to get him up there. That's maybe why he was running a bit late.
So again, handshakes all round from these lads. They know one another so well. They've been swimming against one another for probably 5 or 6 years.
Absolutely, and good friendships made. And whilst they're competing against each other, most of the time the friendships are maintained. Yeah.
So another lad who's absolutely shattered Angus Nicol, pulled out all the stops to get that bronze medal. City Glasgow swimmer. Fraser Agnew from Aberdeen Performance. No disgrace in finishing second to Archie Goodburn, who once again is the Scottish National Age Group champion at this event. Under Baths. Not quite collecting the 10 golds I think he got about 3 years ago. Just limiting the amount of events he's doing this year.
Well, he probably has just about done 10 events, but as you mentioned earlier on, competition gets harder from different places. You can't expect to win all the time, and it's great to see that there is a good level of competition there.
Yeah, I think this year, certainly actually you would have maybe expected, depending on the timing, to be doing the 400 IM, but one that he didn't do this year. Was doing butterfly and winning those events, so I think Archie's probably picked about 5 or 6 goals over the week. So on to the 100 breaststroke. This is their 11-13-year-olds. Isabella Thompson from Tiger Sharks goes in lane 0. In lane 1, Ailey Stewart from Warner Baths. Ethan's Ailey Gold in 2. Sarah McNaughton, Warner Baths in 3. Isla McDonald from the Highland Swim Team goes in 4. Ellen McPhee, City Glasgow in 5. Lucy Stoves, Dundee City Aquatics 6. Amelia Ray, Ren 96 in 7. Charlotte Hardy, South Ayrshire in 8. Katie Coventry, Tynemouth in 9. Well, in lanes 8 and 9, and also in lane 5, 3 12-year-olds have made their way into this final. And one of those 12-year-olds, Elle McPhee, winner of the 200 breast, and winner in the 50 at the Scottish Schools. So, be interested if she can beat the 30-year-olds, Ella McDonald from the Highland Swim Team. In lane 4, fastest qualifier, but Ellen's off to a pretty nice start in lane 5.
Ellen been performing very well this week. I was talking to our coach Louis Smith earlier on, who's been working extremely hard with Ellen and trying to develop her technique. Of course, the range of different techniques you see on breaststroke, especially in the younger athletes, trying to.
So with around 30 odd metres still to go, Elle McPhee, you see the snapshot there. Still a good body length clear, Ali.
Absolutely, but
Lucy Stoves trying to get back in terms in lane 6. It's a cracking race at the last 5 metres or so. Ellen and Lucy. Ellen still with the advantage. Lucy's almost getting there. Ellen, it's going to be on the touch here. Ellen gets it. Lucy and very close to the Warner Baths swimmer, I think. Sarah McNaughton in 3, getting that 3rd place. Well, Ellen McPhee, 1:21.20. Given she's only 12, that's a cracking swim and augurs well.
Yep, and a nice swim there from Lucy Stoves.
Yep.
Certainly a wee improvement from the heats as well. Just shows you again what important the finish is and trying to time that perfectly at the end of the stroke. The difference between winning and becoming second.
So on to our 14-year-olds. Ennis Donald, Inverleith in 0. Martha Reeves, Dundee City Aquatics in 1. Fern Crichton, Perth City in 2. Nuala Gow, Geary in 3. Sophie Bain, Aberdeen Performance in 4. Ciara Davidson, O'Gine Bearsden in 5. Erin Taylor from Finns in 6. Kirsty Worklow, O'Gine Bearsden in 7. Fia Mason, Shetland in 8. And Cara Stirling from First in 9. Well, Sophie Bain would love to win this one. She was runner-up in the other 2 breaststroke events, and just see if she can keep that 2 to 3 second advantage she had in the heats over Nuala Gow and Ciara Davidson. And Erin Taylor in lane 6 with the 400 IM. She came through very strongly in that IM in the breaststroke, so don't discount her either. So this the 14-year-old 100 breaststroke final. And Martha Reeves a pink cap over in lane 1 off to a nice start as well, Ali.
Indeed, we saw Sophie Bain this morning really attack it, as well as Ciara Davidson from Milngay, both out at faster. I think Sophie just managed to maintain form a lot better than the last 25. But of course, swimming in the finals a wee bit different set of pressures. So let's see what happens.
Sophie and Ciara 35.09 and 35.67. Erin Taylor 36.74 in lane 6. In third place, Sophie Bain. Nice turn, and is a body length and more clear here, Ali, and this looks good for Sophie Bain.
Indeed, she's pretty much doing what she did this morning. Is just carry on after she'd taken the first 50 out, but Ciara looks as though she's holding on a little bit better than she did in the heats, so she's still in it, but more attacks coming from the other side of the pool.
Nuala Gow finishing very strongly in third place, but Sophie Bain gets there and gets that national champion, assuming we don't have any issues with our technical officials to confirm that. 1:15.19 for Sophie. Ciara 1:16.73 and Nuala Gow 1:17.70.
Yeah, a nice swim there as well. Good swim there from Sophie. A little bit faster than she did in the heat, so good to be able to do that in the final, which is great. Ciara, a nice drop as well from the heats. It certainly looked a lot stronger than the last 25. Maybe she was conserving a wee bit this morning from the heats, or maybe she just learnt a little bit from the heats with her coach, and that was the result there.
So on to the 15-year-olds. Molly Cannon, Inverclyde in 0. Yasmin Ali, Warner Baths in 1. Lucy Trotter, also Warner Baths, goes in 2. Katie Shannon, City Glasgow in 3. Amy Watson, Inverclyde 4. Clara Van Opel, Natari in 5. Anna de Grossa from Best in 6. Sophie Ho, Warner Baths in 7. Isla Walker from Western Bartonshire 8. And Abby Sinclair, Warner Baths in 9. Well, Amy Watson, winner of the 50 and runner up in the 200. Katie Shanahan the other way round. They're up against one another in the 100. Amy Watson was the fastest qualifier. Clara Van Opel from Natari in 5 will be a danger. And a surprise package. Watch out for Anna de Grossa from Best. So this is the 15-year-old 100 metres breaststroke final. Amy Watson, swimmer in the last 6 months or so, just come from nowhere. And, off to a pretty good start, but Katie Shannon, I'm sure, will be hanging in there and be a big danger in the second half.
Well, you called it earlier on, Robert, the 200 coming down, the 50 going up, and two clearly distinctive different types of techniques as well, but Clara Van Opel as well, right in the mix. But a strong first 50 there from Amy Watson at 34.2. Interesting to see now what happens, and Katie Shanahan looks as though she's just starting to make a move as we come down towards the last 25.
All three girls keeping their stroke pretty well going down the final 25. It's still advantage with Amy with 15 to go. They're coming back at her now. She still holds a little bit advantage. It's getting tighter now with 5 to go, but I think it's advantage to Inverclyde again. Amy Watson takes that. Clara Van Opel and Katie Shanahan. 1:14 dead. Again, as we had in the last couple of heats, saving that little bit from what they did in the heats and bringing it out strongly in the final. 1:14 on a 1:15.06. Katie Shannon was third, 1:14.59. Clara Van Opel 1:14.28 in second.
Yep, and the race, quite often brings out the best in you. And a tough finish there from Amy, having taken it out pretty quickly in the first 50. Extremely tough down the last 10-15 metres and managing to get her hands in for the win at the end.
So back on to medal presentations. This is the 11th to 13-year-olds and 14-year-olds. So our bronze medalist from Wanderbass is Sarah McNaughton. And in the 14-year-old age group from Gary, Nuala Gow. Silver medalist, Dundee City Aquatics, Lucy Stoves. As you say, a lovely swim from Lucy to get that second place in a much faster time. And Ciara Davidson also some a cracking race to take second place from Mulgine Bearsden in the 14-year-old age group. However, our national age group champion in the 11-13-year-old category, City Glasgow's Ellen McPhee. And she gets to have a bash at it next year, being 12. And 14-year-old national age group champion, Sophie Bain, Aberdeen Performance.
A nice contribution there from Sophie Bain to the team point score as well, actually.
Well,
I think Coach McMillan will be particularly pleased about that.
They're certainly chasing West Lothian for that third place.
Nip and tuck.
4 points in it, yeah.
Well, Miles Lapsley winning that freestyle though,
yes.
Great swim from him.
No, I don't have any reelies to finish with tonight, and sometimes the reelies make such a big difference
when
when it's
double points. Yeah.
So we move on to the 14-year-olds. Another fascinating race ahead, I think, Ali. This could be the tightest contest of the breaststrokes of the evening. Jenny Galloway, Wanderbass goes in 0. Jen Murray, North Ayrshire in 1. Ola Stanton, Pear City 2. Katie Goodburn, Wanderbass 3. Anna Morgan, Hamilton Aquatics 4. Ellie Riley, Heart of Midlothian 5. Emily McGee, Carnoustie 6. Megan Ruddy, South Lanarkshire 7. Marie Wood, Highland Swim Team in 8. And Emma McPartlin, Pear City in 9. Well, Ellie Riley in 5. Doesn't happen very often, winner of the 200 butterfly and the 200 breaststroke. And Katie Goodburn, a good friend from Wanderbass in 3. They have some tracking battles in the East Districts. They know one another so well. But Anna Morgan, the Scot from Hamilton Aquatics in 4, will make this a very interesting contest indeed. And don't discount Ola Stanton, Emily McGee. There's Katie Goodburn off to a real flyer, Ali, in that red cap from Wander in 3.
Yeah, and if you just look at the difference in the control there, Anna Morgan out quick as well. But Katie Goodburn just a little bit longer on the stroke. So it'll be interesting to see what happens come down the second 50. Ellie Riley normally a little bit stronger down the second 50 as well.
Yeah.
Their 200 showed.
Yeah, Katie much stronger over the shorter distances. Ellie will come back strongly in the second half, and she'll have to come back mega strongly in that second half, because at the moment Katie and Anna look to have the battle between the two of them now, Ali.
Indeed, and as the
Katie
race develops, it's Katie Goodburn now that's coming through.
Katie Goodburn looks stronger of the two. Katie Goodburn, Anna Morgan. It's a cracker in this one, as I thought it was going to be. Katie Goodburn still holds sway over Anna. Katie Goodburn, Anna Morgan. Katie Goodburn just takes that from Anna Morgan. And Ellie Riley has to settle for third. Well, Katie Goodburn 1:10.84. 1:11.27 for Anna, and Ellie Riley 1:13.95. Well, Katie Goodburn 1:15.36. She knew what she had to do to qualify in the heats, and left plenty in reserve this evening.
Well, I think the best part of that race was both girls really racing tough there, and a great swim from Anna Morgan But the control that Katie showed over the first 50, fantastic. That allowed her to use a little bit more of her natural stroke rate down the second 50. And the interesting thing being a slightly messed up finish as well, which makes it probably even more exciting. I know that Coach Costas will be looking for a little bit more improvement from her.
Indeed. And Ellie Riley a couple of seconds further back in third place. We'll get some useful points for Hearts, who are a fair way behind University of Aberdeen, but you never know. They've had some good results in the afternoon. On to our 17-18-year-old final. Emma Scully in 0, City Glasgow. Hannah Coor, both St Thomas 1. Lucy Ross, South Lanarkshire in 2. Ailsa MacDonald, Northampton in 3. Katie Robertson, South Ayrshire 4. Yvonne Browse, South Lanarkshire 5. Bridget Lemusurier, East Lothian 6. Jasmine Smith, Lerwick in 7. Nicole Reynolds, Dundee City Aquatics 8. Carly Nimmo, North Lanarkshire in 9. Well, Katie Robertson, Scottish age group records in the 50 and the 200. Can she make a hat-trick? 2 wins already under her belt. And nice start from Katie in this one, Ali.
Indeed, might be just a little bit tougher on this one, but you never know. Yvonne Brown there in lane 5, she's had a terrific meet. Seems to be getting faster every time we see her in the pools, so she's been going extremely well.
Well, Katie Robertson, about 3 metres clear. 3 girls almost in a line for second place. Bridget Lemusurier, Yvonne Brown, Ailsa MacDonald, even Lucy Ross well there. Katie 32.79, very much where she was in the heats. Ailsa MacDonald in 3 going nicely. Lucy Ross over in 2, and Yvonne Brown. It's all about the time, I think, Ali, for Katie.
Well, it might be about the performance, and certainly stroke-wise, they're not a great finish at the end, but a nice time of 69.6, which is a better second 50 than this morning. A wee bit off on the finish, but stroke-wise looking great, and I think is she another one that's preparing to go towards the British Championships, and she's looking pretty good at this stage of her preparation.
Indeed. Yvonne Brown takes second, 1:13.98, and Ailsa MacDonald 1:14.10. Well, not quite breaking that age group record, 109.43, but nevertheless a very strong performance in that 100. As you say, Ali, even at this early stage of the season, that augurs well for Katie.
Well, she's certainly looking good, and I think that's probably the main thing at this point in time. Preparation goes according to plan, and you'd expect Katie to be swimming faster when it comes to the British Championships in a couple of weeks' time. So she looks as though she's in a good place. Nice there to see Ailsa MacDonald picking up a bronze. Ailsa from Northampton. Over the years has been coming up regularly to the Scottish Age Group Championships, and it's great to have her back here again.
Yeah, winner last year in the 400 IM, another girl who's a good all-rounder, Ailsa MacDonald, very strong breaststroker as well. So on to medal presentations again. This is the 15 and 16-year-olds being presented. Our 15-year-old bronze medalist from City Glasgow is Katie Shanahan. Our 16-year-old bronze medalist from Heart of Midlothian, Ellie Riley. Our 15-year-old silver medalist, Natali's Clara Van Opel. And silver medalist Hamilton Aquatics is Scott Anna Morgan. And our Scottish National Age Group champion from Inverclyde, Amy Watson. And someone with a big smile on their face is our 16-year-old National Age Group champion, Katie Goodburn.
Not surprised she's smiling. It was a really good swim, excellent PB, and a really good performance.
And nice to see her give Ellie Riley a wee tap in the back there. As I said earlier, best of friends. So our 17, 18-year-old medalists. As you said just a moment ago, good to see Elsa McDonald, who comes up here every year to the age group championships, bronze medalist. And Yvonne Brown, silver medalist.
The record for the biggest smile of all time, doesn't she?
And Scottish National Age Group champion from South Ayrshire, Katie Robertson.
Lovely picture.
Good smile from all girls. So that concludes all the starts at this end of the pool. But we've another 10 finals ahead of us, Ali. We'll go to the other end for 50-metre backstroke. This 11, 13-year-olds. So in 0 we have Dumfries's Alex Scott. Kyle Wong from City Glasgow goes in 1. Luke Hornsey from East Lothian Swim Team. 3, Nicholas Costella, Hamilton Aquatics. Lucas Brown from Elgin in 4. Christopher Buffa from Hamilton Aquatics in 5. Calvin McDonald, Aberdeen Performance 6. Matthew McMillan, Carnegie 7. In 8, Aaron Gilmurray, Dundee City Aquatics, and Thomas Ingalls from the City Glasgow in 9. Now the 2 Hamilton Aquatics boys in lanes 3 and 5. Lucas Brown in lane 4. So Lucas will want to fend off a challenge from Hamilton Aquatics here. Great to see him on that podium in pole position as top Scot if he can. Was the fastest qualifier in 30.58. He's almost a second faster than Christopher in lane 5. Oh, key to get a good start in this, Ali.
Absolutely. It's important to get a good start at the best of times, never mind when you're on a 50, so it looks like Lucas has done that.
Already about a body length clear, and he looks as though he's pulling further away here, Ali.
He's done a great job so far, and looks as though he's got this one in the bag.
Looks like the Hamilton boys will have to settle for second, but Lucas takes that. Christopher and Nicholas, I think, second and third. It has exactly gone to form as the heats, times from the heats coming through. Lucas Brown going a little bit faster than he did in the heats this morning, 30.31.
Yep, a good swim there from Lucas. Coach Andy will be extremely pleased with that. His technique looking very smooth, whilst the stroke rate's quite high. He's certainly looking quite smooth there as well, so great swim.
Another swimmer who's not managed to get himself number 1 on the podium, but he has at long last got there on day 5. Ryan King in lane 0 from Glenrothes in our 14-year-old age group. Jack Brown, Heart of Midlothian in 1. Kenneth Hwan from City Sunderland in 2. Angus Johnston, Western Bartonshire in 3. Ewan McLeod from Crawley in 4. William Storer, South Aberdeenshire in 5. Dylan Cashmore, South Aberdeenshire in 6. Ewan Beattie, Wanderbath 7. Owen Carroll, Perth City in 8. Robert Burgess, Swim West Lothian in 9. Well, Ewan McLeod from Crawley, another lad who elects to swim for Scotland if selected. Fastest qualifier, 30.03. I'd love to know if there's been anyone from Western Bartonshire on the podium this meet. If there hasn't, Angus Johnston in 3 was the 3rd fastest. Let's see if he can get Western Bartonshire in the mix. As Ewan McLeod, 4 is the fastest qualifier, but a very strong start by Kenneth Wan from Sunderland. Angus Johnston in 3, coming through to challenge, and in 1. That's a very tight finish over that far side. Kenneth, Ewan, it was Ewan McLeod. Well, yeah, we were mentioning those lads just at the death. Ewan McLeod 30.27. I just about got the words out at the end.
Well, it was pretty close though. It's 30.27, 30.30, 30.32, 30.35. You know,
so Ewan
close.
McLeod takes that. Kenneth Wan in 2nd place, and Angus Johnston, Western Bartonshire, takes 3rd. So we'll move on to the 15-year-olds. In lane 0, Rory Grant, Dundee City Aquatics. 1, Rory McKinnon, Mulgine Bearsden. Jake Kirkham, 1st in 2. Cameron Travis, Aberdeen Performance. 3, Sam Glass, Warner Bass 4. Pietro Ubertali, Itari in 5. Craig McDonald, Western Bartonshire in 6. Kieran Bernenshaw from Aberdeen Dolphins 7. Derek Siggins, Aberdeen Performance 8. And Callum Dunn, South Ayrshire in 9. Cameron Travis in 3 has had a pretty good meet, and interested to see how he does in this one.
It's been a good meet, but a tough meet for Cameron. He's almost completed the Olympic programme.
He has indeed. We've seen him in a wide variety of events over the 5 days.
Should have said the World Championship programme, not the Olympic programme.
Rory McKinnon back in the pool in lane 1. So this is the 50-year-old 50 backstroke final. A good start in 3, Cameron Travis. We've just mentioned him. Jake Kirkham in 2. Those two off very strongly, Ali.
Absolutely, and it's looking pretty tight as they come down to the last 15 metres.
Well, it's advantage Cameron Travis coming strongly in 5. Pietro Ubertali for 2nd, and in lane 4, Sam Glass for 3rd. That is indeed the finish order. Cameron Travis 28.54, 28.69 Pietro Ubertali, and the fastest qualifier from the heat, Sam Glass, settles for 3rd place, or has to settle for 3rd in 28.90.
Shows you the range of events that Cameron Travis
indeed
beats in, and the distance events, winning in there, and then coming down to the 50 backstroke. And
can't be bad.
Well, it's got a wee bit of speed and a good bit of endurance as well.
So move on to our 16-year-olds. Owen McBurney in 0, Dumfries. Elliot Miller, 1st, goes in 1. Marcus Tambling, Hamilton Aquatics 2. Jack Munsey, Bear City in 3. Mark Ford, City Glasgow 4. Jordan McPhail, Natari in 5. Kerr Lumsden, Montefief 6. Joshua Aspinall, Warner Bar 7. James Taylor, Aberdeen in 8. And Sean Craigmell, East Lothian Swim Team in 9. Now Jack Munsey, the winner of the 200, it's a big ask for him to pull something out the bag in the 50 metres back. Mark Ford will be probably a very strong fancy in this one, Ali, I think.
Well, I think it'd be an interesting one. Jack certainly over the 200 was strong, but let's see.
And Summer Kerr Lumsden from Montefief. Let's see if he can get Montefief on the podium in this one. Well, Mark Ford off to a strong start already. Marcus Tambling in 2 going well, as is Jordan McPhail in 5. But this is Mark Ford's race by some margin, Ali.
An excellent swim there from Mark Ford. A really good start and a pretty smooth transition into his stroke. He was already up by half a body length at 15 metres. Originally from the Lanark Swimming Club, He was coached by Karen Kelly, did a great job in bringing him through before he moved off to Glasgow. And he's certainly been developing further since he's moved in there.
Second place was Jordan McPhail from the Tarry, and third place with a very late surge from Perth was Jack Munsey. So on to the 17-18 year olds. Fraser Wilson, Warner Bass in 0. Ian Rose, his teammate, goes in 1. Ryan Robertson, City Glasgow 2. Carol Barrett, Aberdeen Performance 3. Conor Massey, City Glasgow 4. Callum Chittleburgh, Warner Bass 5. Keir Edgar from 1st and 6. Jamie McDonald, Warner Bass 7. Andrew Arthur, Aberdeen Amateurs 8. Yazin O'Neill, West Lothian in 9. Well, Carol Barrett in 3, 28-16. Conor Massey 28-01 in 4. Callum Chittleburgh 28-10 in 5. Keir Edgar 28-17 in 6. You'd fancy the winner could come from those 4, and it's all very tight from the heats. But Ryan Robertson, better probably over the longer distances. If he can get a good start, he might surprise them. Keir Edgar also better over the longer distances. Callum Chittleburgh and Conor Massey may well fancy their chances in this one, Ali. But it's the 50 metres, 17-18 year old backstroke final. Great start over in 0, Fraser Wilson and Ian Rose. Ian Rose going well, and in 4, Conor Massey. Ali's come through to take it up.
Yeah, absolutely. But it looks as though Keir Edgar's challenging as well, but Conor Massey looks as though he's just got it.
Conor Massey, Carol Barrett and Callum Chittleburgh. Conor Massey 27.52, Carol Barrett 27.65, Callum Chittleburgh 27.92, Ryan Robertson 27.96. Well, we're all low 28s. 4 of them had to go under 28 to get in the medals, and only 3 of them succeeded. Ryan Robertson still under 28, having to settle for 4th.
Another tight finish, and it makes for some pretty exciting stuff, doesn't it? But nicely timed finish there, and set Conor up there for the victory.
So presentations for all these up and coming. They'll present 2, present another 2, and that will give Carol, Conor and Callum a little bit of respite to get their breath back for the final presentation. So the bronze medalist in the 11-13 year olds, Nicholas Costella from Hamilton Aquatics. In the 14 year old category, from West Dunbartonshire, Angus Johnston. Silver medalist from Hamilton Aquatics in the 11-13 year olds, Christopher Dufla. And in the 14 year old age group category, City Sunderland's Kenneth Hahn. And 11-13 year old national age group champion from Elgin, Lucas Brown. And the national age group champion in the 14-year-old category from South Aberdeenshire, William Storer. Not too many smiles there, Ali.
Boys being boys, maybe.
Yeah.
But Steve McLeod there from Crawley, director of swimming. There, Ron Philpott, I think, will be happy with that swim.
So the medalists for the 15 and 16-year-olds will be making their way over to the podium very shortly. Danielle getting ready for that photo snap. Matt Ford will be one of those on the podium in a wee moment. And just making their way over now. It's only 50 metres they've got to walk, but it's a long way after that, that swim. So, Sam Glass is the bronze medalist in the 15-year-old category. Bear City, bronze medalist in the 16-year-old category is Jack Munsey. I think they grow out the smiles a wee bit when they get older, Ali.
No, it comes back again, doesn't it?
Pietro Uertali, the Italian from the Tari, is the silver medalist. And his teammate, Jordan McPhail from the Tari, in the 16-year-old category, also silver medalist. Well, our gold medalist and Scottish national age group champion in the 15-year-old age group, Cameron Travis, and our gold medalist and Scottish national age group champion in the 16-year-old category, Mark Ford. They look pretty shattered, don't they, Ali, after that last 50? Callum Chitterborough won their baths. He's our bronze medalist.
It's a great meet. Has Callum really improved across a number of different events?
Carol Barrett, Aberdeen Performance, the silver medalist and gold medalist and Scottish National Age Group champion from the city of Glasgow, Conor Massey. That smile grows as you get older, isn't it? Conor Massey gets a chance to try and hold on to that National Age champion. As a 17-year-old, he comes back, assuming he qualifies next year. So that concludes all our boys' events for snags. We conclude with 50 metres butterfly. In lane 0 from the city of Glasgow, Amber Wade. In lane 2, Ren 96, Stella McCarty. In lane 2, Orla McInnes, Heart of Midlothian. In lane 3, Kate Carruthers, Heart of Midlothian. In 4, from Heart of Midlothian, Alice Mackey. Darcy Brown, Arbroath St Thomas 5, Lexi Anderson, Dumfries in 6, Grace Courtney, East Lothian Swim Team 7, Swim West Lothian's Jessica Heaps in 8, and Thea Stewart from Harrogate in 9. Well, last night there was a fascinating 100 butterfly which we saw, Ali. Alice Mackey, Stella McCarty on that last arm stroke. Alice had the lead right to the death, but the way her arms came down, she just didn't time that finish perfectly. Stella McCarty got the arms spot on, won by 200s, but it was a cracking race. And Hearts Lass in lane 3 is Kate Carruthers, off to a very strong start. Alice Mackey in second place, maybe over on the other side. Stella McCarty in 1. It's another tight finish ahead of us. Kate Carruthers, Stella McCarty, Alice Mackey, Kate Carruthers, Alice Mackey and Kate Carruthers. Well, she's done it again, hasn't she? Kate Carruthers 30-60, Alice Mackey having to settle for second in the 50. 30-67 is Stella McCarty in lane 1. Sneaks in third place, 31-43.
Yep, good swimming from the young girls there. The two teammates going head to head. Close finish.
Yep.
Sure they'll be back at it in training next week.
They will be. And they were first and second, I think, in either the 50, I think it was the 50 freestyle as well, Ali. So nothing between the two. And also Stella McCarty She's swam very well over a number of disciplines this week. The swimmer from Ren 96. So on to 14-year-olds. Katie Campbell, Aberdeen Dolphins in 0 rather. Emma DeVette, West Lothian in 1. Louisa Stoddart, East Lothian Swim Team 2. Emily Cumming, Kinross in 3. Millie Milne, Warder Bass in 4. Emma Mill, Highland Swim Team 5. Eloise Cousins in 6 from the Highland Swim Team. Jory Horn, South Lanarkshire in 7. Drew McKenzie, Swim West Lothian 8. And Thanrada McGregor, Carnegie in 9. Well, I did mention Millie Milne earlier before we started, Ali, winning that 50 free. And she's fastest qualifier in the 50 butterfly. 29.53. Emma Mill from the Highland Swim Team, 29.77. Let's see how this one develops. Well, pretty level start. Perhaps Louisa Stoddart in 2 in that black cap with a slightly better start, and Emily Cumming in 3. Millie Mill now coming through. She was a late finisher in that freestyle. She's not left it as late this time. She's coming through, perhaps to take this another tight finish. 4 and 6 rather. Well, it was 4 and 6. Millie Milne and Eloise Cousins, but it's the reverse order. 29.77 Eloise Cousins, Millie Milne 29.78, Louisa Stoddart 30.01, Emily Cumming 30.14. Well, fast and frantic again, Ali.
Yeah, an excellent race there. Just the 100th of a second between the two. But what a finish again. Just trying to get it on at the end of the stroke, and it just makes all the difference.
Yeah, I did think Millie had just snatched that at the death, but it's how those arms come over and just get the timing spot on. It's always very difficult in butterfly to do that and get it spot on, and get to see a very tight finish again. Our 15-year-old final, Katie Shanahan, City of Glasgow in 0. Amy Watson, Inverclyde in 1. Gracie May, Hamilton Aquatics 2. Madeline Robertson, Mias in 3. Lucy Grieve, South Ayrshire 4. Anya Slessor, Aberdeen Performance 5. Natalie Jones, Warner Bass 6. Isle Yule, South Aberdeenshire in 7. Scarlett Ferris, Dundee City Aquatics 8. Mira Shaney, Geary in 9. Well, I'm sure Katie Shanahan and Amy Watson would much rather be in the middle lanes on breaststroke, but we'll see how they do in the butterfly. Lucy Grieve will be probably a strong favourite, and your Slessor also will give her a good run. Might be where the 1-2 come from. But, Madeline Robertson back in the pool again, having swam earlier. Well, that's the 15-year-old final, and Lucy in that blue cap, South Ayrshire, has had a good start, Ali, and also Macy Gray in 2.
Indeed, a nice start from Lucy Grieve. That's got her up in front. You'd expect her just to finish off here.
And yes, Slessor getting to the mix. Lucy is going to take that. Gracie and Anya. Anya and Gracie, hardly anything between those two. Lucy Grieve 27.99. Anya Slessor was second in 28.72. Gracie May 28.81 in third place. It was almost as I suggested. Lucy and Anya were certainly the fancies in that one, and that's how it turned out.
Yep. Coach Byron Stericker will be pleased with that one. Nice start. Looked comfortable on the stroke, and then a good finish at the end. A good time at 27.9 at the end.
So we move on to the 16-year-olds. Another few swimmers in here doubling up on some of the events. Caitlin Cambrook, City of Sunderland in 0. Elaine Murray from the Brock in 1. Katie Goodburn, Warner Bass 2. Emma Russell, Heart of Midlothian 3. Rosie Morgan, Hamilton Aquatics in 4. Ellie Turner, Carnegie in 5. Eve Corrigan, Warner Bass 6. Victoria Bergelli, Hamilton Aquatics 7. Lauren Patterson, Ren 96 in 8. Elise Fitzgerald, South Lanarkshire in 9. Well, Ellie Turner, Emma Russell, Katie Goodburn have had at least one swim earlier on. Rosie Morgan, Hamilton Aquatics, 28.84, the only swimmer under the 29 mark. She's in pole position in 4. And Scottish-based swimmer at Hamilton Aquatics. So this is the 50-metre butterfly final for the 16-year-olds. Strong start by Caitlin Cambrook in 0, Katie Goodburn and Rosie Morgan and Emma Russell. It's the far side from where we are with the advantage, and coming down the final stretch in lane 0, Caitlin and Katie Goodburn, and Rosie in 4 just gets that at the death, 28.82. Emma Russell with a late charge, 28.91. Katie Goodburn, 28.95. 3 girls under 29 taking 1, 2 and 3.
Yep, don't you just love it? Another tight finish there. 1300s between the 3 of them. And Katie Goodburn and Emma Russell having been swimming earlier on in the different events. Really good effort there to get up there for the medals.
And Emma will get back on the podium, as will Katie. Of course, as far as points are concerned, Ali, yes, they finished second and third for their teams, but it's your best event that counts for the day.
Yep, only one event per day, that's it.
Both of them being podium. They've got maximum 13 points, so it's always nice to get another medal.
Absolutely, one event per day scores, and obviously that's to encourage depth and strength across clubs. Age group swimming, it's very, very important.
So our final event, Rachel Gillespie in 0, Milgine Bearsden, Ailey Redpath, Midlothian 1, Sophie Smith, both St Thomas in 2, Kaylee Decker, Natari in 3, Katie Robertson, South Ayrshire 4, Yasmin Perry, Aberdeen Performance 5, Lucy Ross, South Lanark in 6, Yvonne Brown, teammate 7, Katie Tulloch, South Aberdeenshire in 8, teammate Zoe Hutchin in 9. This is the 17-18-year-old 50-metre butterfly final. And Yasmin Perry looked to get a good start there, but Katie Robertson in 4, and also in lane 2, Sophie Smith. Katie and Sophie, I think, with this better advantage here. 20 to go. Katie and Sophie between them. It's Sophie Smith, Katie Robertson, Yasmin Perry, Sophie Smith. Katie, Yasmin and Sophie. Is that the 1, 2, 3? It surely is. 27.82 for Katie Robertson. It's doubling up after the breaststroke for Katie. Yasmin Perry, 28.05. And Sophie Smith shows her versatility after the 200 free, doing a 50 fly, 28.28.
Absolutely, Robert. Great to see that versatility across the strokes. Also got a pretty mean medley as well. And I think extremely important for any youngster out there to really be developing all 4 strokes. Who knows where you're going to end up down the line. Absolutely crucial to do all 4.
Just a wee aside there, Ali, points being very important. From an outside lane, I just noticed the result. Rachel Gillespie got 4th, and you've got to take these as positives for some of the other swimmers. You know, it's not necessarily about getting medals, as we said earlier on. It's improving, getting a good swim. It might not be the time that matters, but it's the performance in the pool.
Absolutely. I mean, each of these swimmers will have goals that they want to achieve. Some will be about winning medals, some will be about improving times, but all will be about trying to improve performance.
Indeed.
And each individual has specific things that they want to improve on.
So back onto medal presentations. Gracie May. Well, in fact, we're a wee bit ahead of ourselves. My apologies. It's Stella McCarthy. My apologies, Stella. in the 11-13-year-old category is our bronze medalist. Lisa Stoddart in the 14-year-olds. Bronze medalist, our silver medalist now, Alice Mackey, Harty Midlothian, 11-13-year-olds, and Millie Milne from Wanderbaths in the 14-year-olds, and our Scottish national age group champion in 11-13-year-olds from Harty Midlothian, Kate Carruthers. Louisa Stoddart, East Lothian swim team, our Scottish national age group champion.
What was it?
In the 14-year-olds.
Was that Elise Cozens from Highlands?
My apologies. It's the other way around. Lisa Stoddart, bronze medalist. Thanks, Ali. That's why you're here, to keep me right. Millie Milne.
Occasionally.
Eloise Cousins.
Every now and
the
then.
Highland swim team, indeed, by that 100th of a second, is our national age group champion. And it is important that we get it right to everybody tuning in. So our 15, 16-year-olds are getting presented. Gracie May, the bronze medalist in the 15-year-olds. Katie Goodburn, bronze medalist in the 16-year-olds. Silver medalist in the 15-year-olds. Anya Slessor, Aberdeen Performance. And Harty Midlothians, Emma Russell in the 16-year-olds. And that gentleman doing presentations, you heard his dulcet tones if you tuned in last night, and also on Thursday night. That's Duncan McKinnell, who does all our bits behind the scenes, getting all our events set up for commentary. He does a great job. And our medals presentation, gold medalist in the 15-year-old age group, Scottish national champion, South Ayrshire's Lucy Grieve, and our 16-year-old national age group champion, Rosie Morgan from Hamilton Aquatics. And Duncan is doing the commentary to everyone in the gallery this evening, and just nipping down to do his duty at the end. Board member, Scottish Swimming, and Vice President of the East District.
Council member of Scottish Swimming.
Council member and also life member as well.
And also chair of the Aquatics High Performance Group as well, just to boot. And general all-round good guy.
Yeah, indeed. So Sophie Smith, our bronze medalist in the 17-18-year-old category. Asmund Perry, silver medalist, Aberdeen Performance. And Katie Robertson, our gold medalist in the 17-18-year-old category. No problems with the smiles in that one.
None at all. Great picture.
And Katie, another good all-rounder, winner of the 200 IM. And of course those breaststrokes we mentioned earlier. So there will be presentations to follow. We have Top Club, but a couple of special awards. We have Best Performance by boys 16 and under. And that's 16 and under at the end of the year. It doesn't matter if they are 16 on the 1st or the 1st of January or the 31st of December. So it looks like it's Katie Shanahan who is the top in the girls section in the 200 IM, which was a new Scottish junior record. Katie only 15 as well. $796 FINA points for Katie, and Mark Ford is the top 16-year-old boy. 715 FINA points. and that was for his performance in the 100 metres backstroke.
Nice little duo there. Coaches Wright and Brayson, I think they'll be particularly pleased with that.
They will indeed. So Mark Ford and Katie just moving out of shot, and we'll get some additional photographs, and no doubt you'll be able to maybe see them if you look on the Scottish Swimming Facebook page. So the only thing that we're still waiting for, and we'll get that very shortly I'm sure, is the top club. Well, as we said earlier, I think there's not going to be a surprise in who's top club. But the thing that we have, Ali, at Snags, we have a top 10. And the top 10 clubs all qualify later on for a Team Champs event, which we have in September. And that's just a big fun event.
It is fun, but I think the clubs that qualify for the event, take it reasonably seriously. They want to do as well as they can, and certainly here at the age groups, everybody who's part of the club, part of the team, is trying to win points for the team. So even if you make it into the final in 10th place, you're getting points for your team, and it's something that every athlete can try and contribute, which is again another great part of the sport, and something to be encouraged.
Thank you, well done.
Thank you. And of course, it's a little bit different Team Champs. It's only for the 16 and unders. Of course, at Snags we have ages that score points right up to age 18. But it's an opportunity for the younger swimmers to compete, and they just pick 2 events, so it's a broad range. So it gives a little opportunity for maybe some of the smaller clubs to compete at that level as well.
Well, the clubs that come in, there is a range of clubs that come in. It's swim short course, start of the season. It is fun, it is enjoyable, it is about racing. It's not about times, it's about racing, it's about trying to win points for your team, and I think everybody can try and buy into that approach. It's a great start to the season and gets things off in the right way, and I think everybody really enjoys it.
And surprisingly, it's one that I think Warner Bass don't think they've ever won it. They've been runners-up, I think, virtually every year that we've held this for the last, I think it's been going about 4 years now, Ali.
Indeed, but I think it's always pretty tight, isn't it? There's the odd disqualification here or there that makes the difference. City of Glasgow, I think, been pretty strong over the last couple of years. So, but there's always a big level of competition, and that's great. Competition's great, especially when it's tight. It makes it even more exciting.
So not in shot at the moment. There's a whole raft of Wander swimmers, so I think I've taken it for granted that they are well clear of everyone else.
I think that's a fair point though, Robert.
But it's not always, as you said, about finishing top for some of the clubs. It's getting into that top 10 and just competing against everybody else and having a bit of fun at the end of the day, because that's the key thing. It's all about fun. And as we can see, we've got background music and a couple of girls far end of the pool having a wee dance.
Happy birthday, Danielle. Enjoy the rest of it.
But again, some tight finishes again this evening, Ali. Hundredths of a second, the difference between gold, silver and bronze.
Absolutely, and it's the athletes that make it that way. They're competing hard at all times. They're doing their very, very best. Trying to get as much from each swim as they can. Fully committed. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. The important thing is to take it as it is, try and learn from it, try and improve from it, and take it from there. Thank you.
And in your role as performance director, it's fantastic to see the number of younger swimmers coming through and hopefully progress. And
Well, it's extremely important for the sport to see younger ones coming through, new swimmers starting to make their way in the sport, creating a little bit of upward pressure on the ones above them. It's extremely important, and it's been a good range of success for Scottish swimming over the last 15-20 years. And of course, it doesn't take 5 minutes to develop your craft, if you like. It takes a long time to do that. Everything just needs to be gradually progressed over a period of time, and as the sport itself gets a little bit older, people are succeeding and continuing to swim long into their 20s now. It's a reasonable journey that these athletes are on, and we need to try and make sure that we take great care in trying to develop swimmers as best as possible.
So I'm not sure if you see in the caption, this might be some of the highlights or some of the finishes that we've had during the week. A lot of camaraderie from all the swimmers. You see the medal presentations. A lot of people happy at the end of the race.
Yep, hopefully the viewers at home are enjoying some of these pictures.
And of course, if you've missed any of this, all 5 days are available, or certainly tonight's will be available later on. And there we have it, Daniel with that balloon, 30th birthday. That explains why there was a bit birthday cake, or there was a big cake.
It didn't last very long though, did it?
Nobody came up to our commentary position to give us anything.
You and I were cakeless.
We were indeed. But I would add that a couple of days earlier, we did get some cupcakes from some of the people from the first squad. So
yes,
big thanks to them. Did you manage to get one yourself, Ali?
I did manage to get a nice little cupcake from first, as well as a nice box of mints as well. They're obviously using their abacuses in the box to calculate the points at the moment.
It looks that way, yeah. Well,
2 beans and 2 beans.
Well, certainly everything up till now has been running very smoothly, Ali.
It's not an easy job to do the points. To be honest.
It's a difficult job that they have to do.
They do a great job in the box.
It's very demanding, because we know that they provide us with so many stats. They provide us with all the swimmers on the various screens that we have, and it keeps us on our toes that we can actually tell you, hopefully, who's in the right lanes, and also who's on the podium if we get it right, or in my case if we don't get it right. There's, as we see, Tier 1 of our major sponsors.
Yep, Tier and Scottish Water, 2 main sponsors, but we also have other sponsors that help us out. Sport Scotland, huge investors in the sport, which we're all extremely grateful for. Harper McLeod that help us also. Of course, if you are a big swimming fan, the European Short Course Championships are coming up at the end of the year. Tickets are on sale for that, and the British Championships in a couple of weeks' time as well.
That's right.
And then the British Summer Championships are here in Glasgow come the end of June. It's a plethora of events in Glasgow. All roads lead to Glasgow, even if you are from Kirkliston.
There's also an international event at the end of May, Glasgow International last weekend in May, which is the last weekend for the qualifying window for the British Age Group Championships. So that's an important one for a lot of the swimmers here.
Indeed. It's another opportunity, I guess, to post times, but also as the season progresses, another opportunity to swim a tactics long course and a good event, and, strongly supported by this Scottish swimming community. Of course, the British Para International's on here in Glasgow as well after the British Championships, so if you are interested in that side of things as well, and that's it's going to be some great competition. All of these events in April, the British Championships and the British Para Championships, serving for qualification to the various teams that are ongoing. The World Para Swimming Championships, fingers crossed that they do happen later on in the season, but also the World Swimming Championships, European Junior Championships, World Junior Championships, European Youth Olympic Festival as well. Scottish Swimming also has a small group of athletes going out to the US Summer National Championships as well. So there's lots to race for come the April events, and swimmers from across the country will be looking to be performing at their best when the time comes.
So we're still waiting the final results. So we're not sure how long that's going to take.
Some of the athletes continue to swim down there.
That's
nice bit of recovery going on. It's good to see. Regardless if it's the last swim of the day, still doing the right kind of process.
So see what I was mentioning. It's coming up. Championships beginning in December. It is. So if you want to go to that, tickets on sale. So we'll give you results for the top 10 in just a little moment. That's just getting conveyed to the gallery. So in 10th place, 262 points. First, Dumfries in 9th with 275. South Lanarkshire in 8th, 297.5. South Ayrshire are 7th, 374. 383 points. In 6th place are East Lothian Swim Team. They were 3rd, but they are now 5th. Swimless Lothian in 484.5 points. They were 4th at close of play last night. They finished 4th, Artemid Lothian, and they have a total of 493. Our top 3, well Ali, our top 3, University of Aberdeen, 501 points. Runners up, 784, City of Glasgow, and by a very big margin indeed this year, Top Club snags 2019, 1,273 points, Warnder Baths Club.
Yes, a well-deserved team victory. As a team, really have competed well right from day 1 through to day 5. Clearly a very solid programme going on in Edinburgh. Do great development work right from as kids move from learn to swim into the club, developing right the way through the different age groups, very strong across the age groups, and then playing a vital role as swimmers progress. Swimmers then continue to move on to senior programmes thereafter. Head coach Laurel Bailey there getting in with the team, and coach Kostas Kalitsas, absolutely fantastic achievement.
Well, tradition is that they'll all be going into the pool very shortly. I'm not sure whether Costas will venture in. He'll be no doubt disappearing to the side.
Yes.
And Laura will probably try and do the very same.
Yep.
I think she's having a little chat with our new SASA president, Morag MacDonald, and that might suggest that we don't go and mess with her. But everyone from Wander making their way into the pool.
Yep. Coach Galitsa's making a sharp exit, shall we say, before one of the coaches into the pool. Great celebrations.
So those the final pictures. So a big thanks to everyone for tuning in to Scottish National Age Group Championships 2019, final day of the 5 days. Ali White, Scottish Performance Director, with me this evening. Been great having Ali with us. Thanks, Ali, for being here. And
thank you, Robert. Enjoyed it. It's been great.
And from myself, Robert Taylor, we bid you goodwill. Goodbye. Thank you.